And while they were there, the time came for the baby to be born. And she gave birth to her firstborn, a son. And she wrapped him in cloths and held him in a manger, because there was no room for them at the inn. God had this messy plan, a plan to save the world, and to do that he was going to send his son. Where does the God of the universe send his son?
Where does the King of Kings and Lord of Lords come? To a barn, a stable, a manger. Of all places, certainly no place fit for a king. But then, again, this wasn't any ordinary king. When I say it was messy, I mean messy. It was a barn,
a stable. So you've got animals and animal stuff. Manure and mud, a pitiful place for people, much less the King of Kings to be born. Why would God do that?
Well, I can't tell you for sure, because the prophet Isaiah tells us that his thoughts are not our thoughts, and his ways are not our ways. But that same prophet, 400 years before, said, "We all like sheep have gone astray,
each of us to our own way, and that the Lord has laid our iniquities on him." You see, Jesus came to a messy place. A barn. Well, yes, that's messy. But he came to a messy world. Why? Because the shepherd was coming to take care of his sheep and to prepare a way for his sheep to go home. That's what a shepherd does. He lives where the sheep are, he sleeps where they sleep, and he eats where they eat. That got Jesus in trouble.
Why did Jesus eat with sinners? Because that's what the shepherd did.
An angel came to the shepherd in the field and said, "This will be a sign to you. You will find the babe wrapped in cloth lying in a manger." A sign. Do you ever wonder what that sign was? A sign for what? Maybe it was a sign that Jesus is accessible
to everyone. A sign that God, who owns the cattle on 1,000 hills, can relate to a homeless person.
Because Jesus never had a home. He never had a place to rest his head. Maybe it was a sign that God would have nothing to do with the social status of mankind. A sign that he detests the splendor of humans, because it's not worthy of him. But it was a sign for us that we should follow suit.
In fact, the Apostle Paul would later write that we should have the same attitude of Jesus Christ, who, being in the very nature of God, did not consider equality with God something to be grasped, but made himself nothing, becoming a servant, becoming made in human likeness. You see, being a servant is messy, and Jesus set the incredible example for us. I mean, he got down on his knees, and he washed feet. The God of the universe, the God who deserved the best of everything, got on his knees.
He's the God who came to the world and was laid in a manger, a feed trough of all places. Why such a messy place? Because he was following a messy plan.
So needless to say, that very first Christmas was dirty.
It was grimy.
It was filthy.
But thank God it was.
because without it, what a mess we'd be.